Hello, welcome back to Learn Economy. Here we are going to look at crowding out and crowding in effects. Increased government expenditure financed by budget deficit produces an impact on the money market. And because of the operation of the government expenditure multiplier, aggregate output or aggregate income would increase. And this will lead to increase in the demand for money. And when there is an increase in demand of money, this demand of money can exceed the supply of money. So whenever there is an exceed made by the demand of money, we have to understand that whenever there is an increase in the demand for money compared to increase in the supply of money, what happens is that this would have its effect upon the interest rate. When the demand for money exceeds the supply of money, the interest rate can rise. This would discourage private investment, and as a result of the same, a lower volume of aggregate output would become available in the economy. Thus, the phenomenon whereby the increased government expenditure may lead to a squeezing of private investment expenditure is known as crowding out effect. Government expenditure crowds out private sector investment expenditure. Thus, the multiplier effect of government expenditure is lessened because of the negative effect on private investment following a higher interest rate. It is because of the crowding out effect, aggregate output declines but interest rate increases. We have to see this thing with respect to a diagrammatic explanation. We can follow that. The crowding out effect in terms of aggregate demand, that is C plus I plus G, and aggregate output. So we will be using both these approaches. We have to understand this in terms of aggregate demand and aggregate output approach, as well as we have to understand this in terms of ISLM approach. We have already learned that the equilibrium national income is determined at a point where the C plus I plus G line cuts the 45-degree line. So all these things are given in the figure. You can see that the C plus I plus G line cuts the 45-degree line. First of all, we have to look into the C plus I1 plus G1 line. So it would cut the 45-degree line. Here the rate of interest is assumed to be R1. Okay, and in this figure, C plus I1 plus G1 line cuts the 45-degree line at point G. At point E1, and the equilibrium national income is determined as OY1. If there is an increase in government expenditure from G1 to G2, this would have caused the C plus I1 plus G1 line to shift up to C plus I2 plus G2 line. Okay. This causes aggregate income to rise to OY2. This is mainly because of the multiplier effect. Okay, this higher income, we have to understand that OY2 is greater than OY1, so income has increased. This higher income, however, causes money demand and interest rate to rise from R1 to R2. Earlier the interest rate was R1, and now as a result of increase in income, interest rate has increased to R2. This will lead to a fall in the private planned investment expenditure from I1 to I2, because what happened is that interest rate has increased, and as a result of increase in interest rate, the investment would fall from I1 to I2. This causes aggregate demand to shift down as a result of fall in the investment. As a result of fall in private investment, aggregate demand line would shift down to C1 plus I2 plus G2. We have to assume that R is equal to R2 is lesser than R1. Okay. Equilibrium now occurs at point E3. Now the equilibrium income has declined to OY3, which is lesser than OY2. This is not the crowding out phenomenon of private sector investment. And we have to understand that there would not have been any crowding out phenomena if the interest rate were to decline. Here, crowding out happens mainly because the interest rate has increased. Suppose that the central bank increases money supply to finance government expenditure. Its impact can now be felt in money market in the form of lower interest rate. What would happen if the interest rate is lower? This means that the higher money demand by the public can be met by excess quantity of money, and this may cause the interest rate to fall, causing the aggregate output to rise. In other words, we can see that instead of crowding out, one can experience crowding in. Crowding out phenomena can be better explained in terms of ISLM framework, as it combines both goods market as well as a money market, right? We have already seen that IS is a segment which will explain the goods market, and LM would explain the money market. Aggregate demand, aggregate output approach does not display the links between the goods market and the money market, so we have to use the ISLM framework. This is explained in this figure 3.38. We have drawn the IS and LM curves. You can see this in 3.38 figure. For simplicity, we have not considered the liquidity trap region of the LM curve. So just assume that initially our economy is at equilibrium at point E1. So starting with point E1, the corresponding income interest rate combination is R1 Y1. An increase in government expenditure spending would shift IS curve. Whenever there is an increase in the autonomous expenditure by the government, this would shift IS curve to right. So IS curve has shifted to right from IS1 to IS2. This will shift the equilibrium point from E1 to E2. As a result, income rises to OY1 from OY. So this is mainly due to the multiplier effect of the autonomous spending by the government. But the economy is out of equilibrium. We said goods market is in equilibrium, but money market is out of equilibrium. This is because a higher income causes money demand to rise. This excess demand for money then pulls up the interest rate, leading to a fall in the aggregate demand, and it would skew out some private investment, leading to some effects on the economy. So this will tend to reduce the size of the multiplier effect on income. Final equilibrium now occurs at point E3. E3 is a point where you can see that at E3 the particular level of output is OY3, and the increase in income is lesser than the amount indicated by the multiplier. So Y2 minus Y1. You have to understand this difference, and this feedback phenomena often is known as crowding out effect. It reduces the size of the government expenditure multiplier. It may be noted that here the strength or impact of crowding out depends on the interest sensitivity of investment function and the interest sensitivity of money demand function. So both the things would influence. The greater the value of the interest sensitivity of investment function and lower the value of money demand function, greater will be the crowding out effect, and vice versa. Just understand the crowding in effect, which is the opposite of the crowding out effect. So crowding in, it occurs when the government spending, when there is an increase in government spending, this will lead to an increase in the private sector investment, that means the opposite of crowding out. Crowding out means whenever there is an increase in the government spending, that would reduce the private expenditure or private investment. Here, whenever there is an increase in government spending, this would lead to an increase in the private investment. Okay, so these are the difference. This is the difference between the crowding out effect and the crowding in effect. The crowding in effect occurs because the higher government spending leads to an increase in economic growth, and therefore encourages firms to invest because there are now more profitable investment opportunities. This is what the investors would think. So that's all about crowding out and crowding in. You can come to my Telegram group and Telegram channel to discuss your doubts there. And also, I thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe this channel for more videos. Thank you.